Ask any parent or educator, and they can tell you the first-hand challenges the students face at the height of the pandemic. Now, the nation's report card showing just how virtual learning played into student learning loss. And according to a report, math and reading scores dropped to their lowest levels since 1992. Here in Maryland, the scores show 69% of students performed at or below the basic level. Joining us now with a look at what the report revealed here in Baltimore City is the school CEO, Dr. Sonia Santelises. It's good to see you.
Great to be here with you, Jason.
Kind of a mixed bag. We heard some of the bad. There was some good mixed in there. Some of those reading scores came up a little bit more than expected. So I guess spell it all out for me when it comes to the city.
Sure. So with regards to the city, we definitely followed the trend of the nation overall. I think some of the bright spots that we can build on that we saw was within our 8th grade reading. And these are some of the young people who frankly have been part of our literacy investments the last few years, Jason. We saw actually increase in some of our subgroups. So our Black economically disadvantaged students, as coded by NAEP, actually experienced increase while that same population across the state went down. And our Latino students experienced a 7-point increase in 8th grade literacy. And so that's a good sign in that we can build on that, and some of those investments are working. I think we also know, though, that there was an impact, and I don't think anybody is arguing that. And so we're looking far more deeply at math. Baltimore City kind of followed the trend of the nation with the real kind of hit to math scores, math achievement. And so we're doing a deep dive that we frankly had begun, Jason, even before NAEP was released, in some of what our teachers were telling us, our principals were telling us about where students were returning with math. So we've begun some of that work already, and we're diving deep because we need to get kids where they need to be.
Yeah, and I guess the tough part is the unknown. We hadn't been through a pandemic before. I guess if you're in class full time, you saw these scores change, you could pinpoint some spots that could be fixed. Does it make it that much harder that everyone was sort of freelancing on their own from their living room and then trying to figure everything out and put it together and synthesize all that?
Yeah, I don't think that there's any disagreement, at least that I haven't heard, that's credible, that the disruption to learning definitely had an impact. Now, what I will say is, we had challenges and knew that there was work we needed to do before, right, COVID hit, but just that interruption, and we know that math is particularly sensitive to teaching and sequencing, right? A parent at home can pull out a book for a child, and if that child can already read, they can continue to build those skills. But I'll tell you, as a mom, even a CEO mom, look, if you're asking for deep help with the geometry, I'm gonna have to dig way back, right, to help with that. So it definitely had an impact. We know most of our kids did not really respond as well to virtual learning. We had some who did, but the vast majority did not. And the disruptions of Omicron, and this test was given in January. And Jason, as I'm sure many people remember, that January with Omicron, attendance, you might have a teacher who didn't see the same students, right, for an entire week. And then students whose teachers had to go out because of Omicron. So there really was a lot of upheaval during the month that this was given, but it does not negate that we've got to dig deep, that there's impact for students, and we've got some lift. We definitely do.
You talked about your experience as a mom and dealing with geometry as a dad. Also, as a family, we started to deal with new security procedures over at BSA. There's a little more scrutiny for students after a gun was found at a different school. Tell me about how the district is handling some issues like this when it comes to guns on our campuses.
No, and Jason, it's something that, to the credit of our school leaders, they have been flagging. We saw it last year with just the return to in-person. And so we have a full plan. There's been a lot of attention on just investments in weapons detection, and we're working with the board on that. But we saw those long lines. And so we looked at places that don't have those long lines, like you were experiencing at BSA, and we heard from a number of high schools across the city because frankly, we haven't made investments in that area and it's pretty outdated. But I think the other piece that's going on that we heard from school leaders is kind of real accelerated investments in things that seem simple, like outdoor locks, right, that are outdated, and entry points. Sure. And how do we secure those? Schools that need cameras. And so we're making additional investments. We found out that we did get a grant from the state around physical improvements. And then a lot of the social emotional community building work, Jason, still it is young people who keep their communities, their school communities safe by alerting adults. And that happens through real nurturing relationships where a young person feels they can go to adults and say, hey, there's something that's off here. But we are in a time in our city where we see that there are increased challenges around safety, and that is going to impact school communities. So we're really taking a lot of our lead from our school leaders. They are on the front line. They're not dealing with this in an intellectual, overly academic way. Mm-hmm. They're actually on the ground. And so I've met with them a couple of times, and we have a full plan. It's not just one thing that we're really looking at, because it's a challenge.
I'll give you a challenge here to be as concise as you can about snow days. What do we do in the city as we watch other districts decide to go virtual?
Yeah, so for snow days here in the city, we've looked at our pattern quickly. We will still have snow days in the city at least up until 3 days. If we get extensive snow days, then we'll revisit going virtual. But for this year, we're really focusing on being in school and ending on time. But we will revisit if we need. But for now, there are still snow days in Baltimore City.
And you just made the Newton boys happy. Dr. Sonia Santelises, thank you for your help this morning. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Always good to see you, Jason.
You too. Take care.